guys, howdy and hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Mercy and it's bonus content day. Now, I don't have any money for you. I just have more of my face. Hi. Today our bonus book is none other than Midnight Sun from our favorite vampire sorceress, Stephenie Meyer. When I say that I read this book so that you wouldn't have to, I'm only partially telling the truth. You know the saying, there are three sides to every story. Yours, theirs, and mine. So here's mine. Midnight Sun is the prequel of sorts and the newest addition to the Twilight saga. Midnight Sun is the complete Twilight story, just told from the dead, sadistic, murderous, heartthrob Edward's point of view. Let's get into it. In this version, we start off in the cafeteria of the high school with Edward being bored with life. He recounts for us the fragility and inferiority of humans, as well as the monotony of pretending to be so. Because he's so deep in his elderly teen angst, it takes him a beat longer than normal to notice the new girl, Isabella Swan. Or at least that's what he blames it on. That and the fact that he can't hear her thoughts. Hear her thoughts, you say? Everyone knows that vampires have special abilities. Don't be daft. So anyway, that piques his interest, but luckily for old Eddie boy, he has classes with Bella, where he also discovers that her blood calls to him, like the sweet memory of a fresh, warm, Krispy Kreme glazed original donut melting on your tongue. Or so I've gathered from extensive research. The rest of the book is pretty much him trying not to eat Bella and cause ruin for both themselves and their families. Jacob Black. This kid is so annoying. He's infatuated with Bella. Little does he know that he's about to get murdered by Bella's overaged undead boyfriend. I mean, he does the typical thing, which is be a little shy of Edward, but he just thinks it's because of the story that he's been told by his tribe about Edward's family. The only undead that I like is Hollywood. Though it has been a minute since I've heard any of their stuff. By a minute, I mean about middle school. Don't listen to them, they're vulgar. Unless you're into that. Bella Swan. Oh, Miss Bella. Isabella has an actual death wish. No doubt in my mind about that. You can't tell me otherwise. Edward confesses to watching her sleeping, and her response is more or less, oh my god, how cute, Eddiekin. Even though he's made it clear that it's for self-tormenting purposes, as in, I want your blood, but I'm trying to resist and I want to see how long I can do it without actually acting on it, as well as some freaky, authoritative vampire claim that he has over her. Well, guess what, buddy? You can't stake your claim on me, old man. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you. My life the way that I want to say and do whatever I please. Esme and Carlisle, the parental figures of the clan as it were. Esme is the loving and adoptive mother who has more love and compassion in her big toe than most people have in their entire bodies, me included. I always thought she was an interesting character and I wish we had gotten to know more about her. I kind of figured that in this flip of events, or in this book, that we would learn a little bit more about the backgrounds of the characters that don't get a lot of spotlight, but I was sadly mistaken. Carlisle, though I prefer to call him Carlisle, and I will do so from this point on. I memean, honestly, who decided to put unnecessary letters in the English language and then just decide that they're silent? Like possum, okay? That is an opossum. And if you didn't want it to be called an opossum, you shouldn't have taken the O and put it in front of possum, okay? Just take the O out. Type silent O. Get out of here. Carlisle played God in a way, which is totally not cool. He went and found all of the family members as they were dying and decided, you know what? I'm going to make them live forever. Not only so that they can watch those that they love the most in the world grow old and die until they don't have anyone left, but also so that I'm not alone for the rest of my immortal life. Clary and Simon, anyone? Other than that though, I will say that Carlisle is the moral compass for the family, and he does only turn people if they're dying. Rosalie and Jasper Hale, the Doublemint twins. Double trouble. Not actually related, so in order to promote the tale that they're telling all the humans, they pretend that they're twins. Rose is a self-absorbed drama queen who only cares about herself. Correction, she cares about Emmett a little bit more. Funnily enough, her vamp power is being incredibly beautiful. Though she's quite vain, Edward literally describes her as a shallow lake. She does also have some depth to her, though that's not investigated until later in the Twilight Saga. Jasper is the newest addition to the Cullen clan. He's still trying to temper his blood loss and urge to snack on humans. His vamp power is the ability to control emotions and the perceptions of those around him. Too bad he can't use that on himself to control his urges. But hey, that's what Alice is for. Jasper is boring. Emmett and Alice. Honestly, I have 4 characters that are tied for my favorite in this series, and these are 2 of them. Emmett, a big burly thing, is different from the other vampires in that he has a very large personality. Well, I guess the fact that he has a personality at all is kind of different from the other vampires. It's hard to maintain that after you're 100 or so, I guess, but hey, he's not quite there yet. He likes to have fun, and the closest comparison I can think of for his personality would be a mixture between a surfer dude and a frat boy. He encompasses the best aspects of both, which is probably why his boyish charm is endearing instead of obnoxious. His vamp ability is strength. He's stronger than most vampires and could even hold his own against a newborn. I don't know how he manages to be married to Rosalie, but all I can say on that is that you're different with those that you love, so maybe he sees something that the others just don't quite see. Doubt it. Alice is awesome. She's a girly girl and her best friend is Edward, aside from being his sister as well. Why am I leaning? She's deeply devoted to her love, Jasper. It helps him with his thirst. Alice's ability is the capability to be able to see into the future, or rather, to see the path that somebody is on based on decisions that they're making. So, in other words, it's about as firmed up as what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. However, this allows her to bond more closely with Edward, considering they both have abilities that are abnormal even amongst the vampire community. Laurent, James, and Victoria. I remember going to the midnight premiere of Twilight with my best friend and our 2 mothers. Waiting outside, you could walk up to any person and they would either have a Team Jacob or a Team Edward shirt. But not I! I had on my Team James shirt and I stand by that statement. That shirt was more for Cam Gigante rather than actual James in the book, because James in the book is described as kind of like not cute. I have always been more interested in the bad guys, if you will. Maybe it's the psych degree at work, but I always feel like there's more to their story, a reason for the way that they are. I mean, not in this case, because it's clear that James enjoys killing for sport, but like his vamp ability is being a tracker, so at least he's good at it. I'm not sure what purpose Lauren serves, other than to just exist. There we go again with those silent letters. Victoria though, she's a bad bitch, and no one can convince me otherwise. Her vamp skills are patience and also being able to suss out dangerous situations. I know we don't find out in this book. She rides for her man's 5-star chick if I've ever seen one. Edward. Edward is so crusty. He makes me so mad that I can't even see straight. He has more issues than Julia Michaels. First, he describes Bella as below average in looks every single time he mentions her in his inner monologue. He literally starts off with the fact that like she's nothing special to look at, so he doesn't know why every boy in school is going after her. Like she's just a shiny new toy. Then he rages at her for his lack of control, admits that he's only interested in her because he can't read her thoughts, stalks her at night, is incredibly pushy and possessive, and lastly, let's not forget that he's 109 years old. Bella is 17. She's a minor. Emphasized by the fact that when he's talking about killing a classroom full of people as collateral damage, he calls them children. Not to mention that he tempts fate by just having a human in a house full of vampires at every possible moment. Bella is a science experiment to him. I say he gets a solid oak stake to the heart. What? It won't kill him. It is a known scientific fact that in order to kill a vampire, you have to tear them apart and then set their bodies on fire. The stake would just be a slight flesh wound. Advice time! Beware of sketchy cradle robbers that give off dangerous vibes. Like the Beach Boys, we're only after good vibes. 2. Lock your windows and doors. Not that it will stop a century-old vampire from playing Peeping Tom in your window at night, but it's good practice to keep. 3. Savor the flavor. Some things are meant to be kept and enjoyed over periods of time. Pictures, Thanksgiving leftovers, and your money that could be used to fund a trip to the salon rather than spending it on purchasing this book. I'm not sure what I was expecting from reading this. I knew what it was, and yet I still found myself searching for something new and fresh. Now, it could just be because I read the snippet that Stephenie Meyer posted on her website after some douche canoe leaked the content, so it was just familiar to me, or it could be that it was truly underwhelming. Like I said, I was really hoping that I would have learned more background about the characters that we didn't get to hear much about in Twilight. Specifically because Twilight was from Bella's point of view, so we can only know about the people that she's around all the time. Either way, I'll leave you precious mortal snacks with this fun nugget. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Albert Einstein. And also me reading this book. Save your money! Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that bell notification for more and subscribe. See you in the next one.